What's going on, guys? Trying to figure out how we can hold this damn thing so I can talk to you guys. Oh, man. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, hold on a second. We got to get our sauces out of here and stuff. And then we're going to start talking. I should have figured out where I was going to put the darn phone before I started, before I clicked. Here we go. This might work. I don't know, not exactly the best spot. And then, of course, the sun's in the way. So, let's see here. Hold on just a second. Let me turn out of the sun a little bit. There you go. That should be better. Not really. All right. So, what's everybody up to? It's Monday, and we're about to get the truck stuck in this area. We pulled through some drive-through here at Long John Silver's. If you guys don't have that, oh, that might work. Where you're at, that's not gonna work either. I'm trying to get out of the sun here. It is a drive-through fast food joint that does seafood, mainly, nothing fancy, just fish, shrimp, hush puppies, French fries, coleslaw, things like that. There we go. That ought to be okay. I'm trying to get the sun out of here we go, out of the way. All right. What is up? So we're gonna try to not make this too uncomfortable here. All right, we got Riverfront, Off Grid, Eric. We got Tyler. So what's been going on with me lately? Well, I've been really busy. Danielle was in the hospital for 15 days, and she went in with it all started with an eye infection, and then that ended up keeping her in there for 15 days. And they had it under control after, like, I don't know, maybe 3-5 days, and then they wanted to keep her there because they wanted to keep running the antibiotics. And while they were there, they said, she said, hey, can you do my chemo as well? So that whole time she was there 15, 16 days. She got out, came home for like maybe a week or so or less, and then her potassium level was extremely low. She went right back in for like 3 to 5 days and then back out. But now she's doing good. She's on her way back from Indy right now. She had blood work done. Everything's good. Then tomorrow she meets with some doctor about something, and then Wednesday I'll go with her to meet her chemo doctor. I've already met him, but we'll sit down with him. We'll find out what our next step is. So we should be coming up on the next phase of what we got going on. So what's up, Dan? Yes, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me, Dan. I'm sorry to hear that, Eric. Hope you feel better soon. Need to figure out how in the world we can get these things here to hold up. Here. Okay, well, that's not too bad. I can rest right there. I can lean over and eat my food. Okay. So, she's on her way. So Wednesday, we'll go up there and we'll see Dr. Weirda. What a weird name, right? And see what the next step is. We're trying to get to where we can get her body to where we could do stem cell transplant. So, okay. So work related, what have I been up to? I've been up to a lot. I'd asked for ketchup and they didn't give me ketchup. These sons of bitches. I asked for cocktail sauce, didn't give me cocktail sauce. They gave me tartar sauce. Who the fuck eats tartar sauce? And malt vinegar. These son of bitches will cause me to go crazy. That's all right. Not the end of the world. So, I've been working a lot. Mowing every day. Now, last week, dude, it rained. I had to watch the kids Monday. I mowed Tuesday all day. It rained Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I was able to get out Sunday to mow. And what's up, Thomas? Yeah, absolutely, man. A little Long John Silver's. Check it out. Check it out. Oh yeah, we got our fish, we got our French fries, our hush puppies, and our root beer, and of course some water too. So pretty excited about that. What's up, Sloans, man? Hey, I watched your video the other day. Just a little. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, but where it was you dressed up as, one of the customers, and then you had one of the other folks, ladies, dressed up as one of the customers. I got a kick out of that, man. That was pretty funny. That was pretty good. Um, Give yourself an hour at lunch. Actually, to answer your question off grid, uh, I don't, I don't really. What's up, Tom? Man, what's up? Finally got a rain day. That's good to hear, Tom. You guys finally got some rain. And off the grid, I don't give myself a set time. Generally, I just go until I get hungry. I go through a drive-through, and I eat on my way to the next property, or I'll sit and eat. If it takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever, then I go. There's no set time. I don't give myself a certain time. I just go. Normally, um, I'll eat on the way, or I'll eat when I get there. But I try to park and eat, 10, 15 minutes, try not to do more than 20, and then I get on. Unless I get caught up on YouTube and watch videos or something. Hell, it could be an hour and I may not want to do shit. Let's see here. You bet, dude. I really enjoy it, man. Uh, what's up, Linton? Mark? Yeah, I know. I haven't been on here in a while. Just been crazy busy. Um, I've been catch you guys up to speed on my walker. I sold all my other mowers, my Skags, my Ferris, my Kubotas, sold all of them. I only have my Walker B23 and my Encore 32-inch walk behind, which that Encore does pretty good. I really like it. I only have a couple of properties that my Walker can't fit through the gate, so I'll use that that Encore. And on the Walker, I bought it brand new with a 48-inch deck, and then I went and bought about a week ago. We drove down to Austin, 3 hours away, and picked up a brand new 36-inch deck. Also side discharge. Let me tell you something. That 23 horsepower on that 36-inch deck, dude, it just plows the grass out of that thing. Does really well. So I'm pretty excited about that. It was a bit of a pain to put on. It was tough to take the old one off. There were some grease fittings I hadn't been greasing because, I hadn't been aware of everything. And so, because I didn't grease the PTO shaft, it kind of wanted to stick, on each other, because one goes and slides inside the other one, and you got to grease them like every 5 hours. Well, I didn't know that. So, and the machine was 3 years old. Even though I bought it brand new, a couple months ago, it sat at the dealer for 3 years, and not that grease is going to dry up, but it does create kind of some issues. And of course, then you get out there and you're using it too, and then I didn't know all that. So I finally, the dealer did not get me an owner's manual. I'm not going back to that dealer. A lot of you guys who've been following me know all about that story. But I called my Walker rep, who I've known for over a year, and he contacted Walker and had them mail me one. Should be here, within the next day or so. But all right. Also, what else did I get? I got something else for the machine, but now I can't remember. I'll think about it here in a minute. What's up? Trump My Joy. That's funny. Are you in the new 2020 Mustang Shelby GT500? No, never been in a Mustang before. I'm in my my Ram. Cool, I give myself an hour. Nothing wrong with an hour. Oh, you might not have known off grid. I did, buddy. I sold that Skag. I bought it brand new. I put 9.7 hours on it and sold it. Nothing wrong with it. And to be honest, I have such an addiction for lawn equipment, brand new mowers. I mean, I'm glad I don't have an addiction like Jared with Exterminator. All those trimmers he has, although that's pretty badass. That's one hell of a collection. But I bought a lot of mowers. Just to give you an idea, in the last 2 years, I've spent about 90 grand at Lansdowne Moody just in lawnmowers. Okay, lawnmowers and one trailer. So, yeah, well, we have to stop doing that. um, so I would buy a mower, use it for a little while, really like it, and then get rid of it because I wanted something new. Or maybe I didn't care for it too much, or it wasn't a good fit for what I'm doing at the time, then I would get rid of it, you know. But, so the walker, remember I started with the S18 model. Something wasn't quite right, but I don't know what it was. It wasn't quite doing as good as I hoped. So, finally got the B23. The B23 have been awesome. I love it. I am ordering some grease fitting caps. You know, walkers have tons of grease fittings everywhere. And if you're not careful, you know, you can, a lot of dirt or grime can get those grease fittings. It's not very likely and very hard, but there's grease fittings on the deck where your feet go, directly underneath your feet. Like you step on them, you can't avoid that. So I'm ordering bright green grease fittings for all of them. There's like 30 something fittings or 20 something or something like that. And then that way I'll put them on all of them. I try to get bright green because it's easy to see. There's grease fittings underneath the hood, underneath the mower itself. That way you can easily see them. But plus they clash with the yellow, which I really like. I like to be obnoxious. I ordered new tires. I got those in. And the tires that come on it were 18 by 8.5 by 10. And I ordered 18 by 7.5 by 10. They came in, and so that's, you know, an inch narrower. And went to a local tire place. I called 8 different tire places. Said, hey, you know, do you guys, can you, you know, I got some tires here. Can you break them off these old tire rim and put new ones? Oh no, those are too small. We don't do that. All right. Everybody said that. And this one brand or one company said, yeah, we do it, no problem. So I get there and they got the same machine as any other tire shop. Do it right on there, poop, popped it right off, and you know, put the other ones on, no problem. So he said, well, it's going to be $12 per tire. I said, well, okay. But I contacted Tire Discount the day before. They said, yeah, we can do it. It's about $20 per tire. And I said, okay, I'll try to get there before you close. That was at 5. That was on Saturday. A week ago. So Sunday, I called around and found this tire shop. They said, yeah, we can do that. I get there, they're real nice. There was no customers there. And when I went to pay, and they said, okay, it'll be $12 plus tax for each. Or no, just $12 for each. I said, I'm going to give you $20 for each. So $40 total. They said, well, why? And I said, well, because discount was going to charge me $20, and you know they're not open today. And you know I called 8 other places, and everyone said no, those wheels are too small. You guys said, hey, bring them on in. We got you covered, and I really appreciate that. And you guys are open on Sunday, and I'd like to give you $20 per tire. So it's a mom and pop place. They got 2 locations. I don't know the name of it, and they really were thankful for that. I mean, $12, $8 more per tire, $16 more is not like, you know, it's a big deal, but you know, it's just that type of, you know, giving, or that type of man, what's the word I'm thinking of? Anyways, that type of karma goes around. So, you know, if I was going to pay that already, and I was out of there in like 10 minutes, why not just give them the 20 per tire anyways, right? It's no different. And with discount, I would have had to wait longer because of the waiting line. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. So, what's up, William? Airborne all the way. Airborne. That's what I'm talking about. And kind of wanted to see. I know, off the grid, I really didn't get any mowing footage of it. Maybe 1 or 2 little video clips here and there. But I just, you know, I wanted to get rid of it, so I sold it. And I paid off a couple of accounts with that. But, all right, so here's what I'm thinking. What would you guys think about if I was able to do an interview, a 2-part interview, an interview in person with one of the local walker reps for the South region, who travels and does the demos and stuff like that. Have him bring a unit to my house, maybe in the fall time, like a C unit or a T unit. That's a collection deck, to grass collection system. Interview him a little bit, like ask him some questions and about the company, about the brand, about things like that, and then start demoing that mower. The leaves, we do it in the fall. The leaves will fall, so we could do it on a property that's got trees, so we can show the cleanup quality and how it does, and it dumps on the trailer, and just go over the mower, talk about the mower, the different fine points of a walker, and the advantages and disadvantages, and how to locate a walker dealer, and what do you guys think about that? Do you think that would be great? Because I asked the walker rep, and he said he likes the idea. So, and do it live, or we would do it live. So he's gonna get with Walker and see if that's something that they're gonna okay. And we'll first go over some questions that I'm gonna ask him, so it's of no surprise. And then it'll be whatever questions you guys have. And the guy's pretty smart. He's been doing it a long time. So I'm hoping Walker will say, "Yeah, man, let's do that." Oh, we've got a hush puppy. Hush puppy. Who else is out mowing today? I'm mowing. The heat's not that bad, though. That's good. We're finally out of the summer. My mother-in-law's AC has been completely broken in their house for over a week. She's going round and round with the home warranty people. She pays tons of money, and yet now they're not wanting to cough it up. They're wanting to, oh, we got to get approval. Oh, we got to do this. We got to do that. All that stupid stuff. Anyway, far out. Yeah, I was glad to do it too. What's up, Johnny? This fish is pretty good. And I've been fighting that. I don't know what it is, but the last couple weeks I've been getting like the mucus that comes down from your brain that forms. I don't know where this shit forms, and then you got to spit it out. It's been going on for like the last maybe almost a month. Started out as kind of a small cold. I slept one night on the couch when Danielle was gone, and I had the fan, like the oscillating fan going, and it was just plow right on my face, where I probably shouldn't have, sleep with my mouth open, and anyway, so that I kind of affected my throat. It dried it out really bad, and that created some issues. So that very next day I started having problems. But anyways, so now I don't like taking medicine. So when I just absolutely could not stand it, I would do like cough drops, like the honey and lemon cough drops, the all natural ones, or as much as you can anyways, natural. And then went on to, I think I did cough syrup a couple of days, and then I stopped because that shit's just nasty, and you don't know what you're putting in your body, right? And as long as you don't get a viral infection or something, your body will work through that cold without needing medicine. There's some things you can eat, like homemade chicken noodle soup, chicken and dumplings. When I grew up, and some of you guys probably had a good mama like this. I had a great mom. I have a great mom. She's still alive. She cooked the most badass homemade chicken and dumpling soup. It would take like a good couple of hours to make, because you start with chicken broth, and then she would go and buy whole chickens and cut them jokers in half, and first cook it, and then you'd pull the chicken out and do something else, tear the chicken off, and then you add this, and that, all the stuff, and then homemade dumplings with it. And then you put it in something else, and you continue to cook it. Oh, she'd put these herbs in there, and dude, I swear I felt better like by the end of the day. Anyways, but so I didn't have that, but garlic in there, What's up, Rebuildable? What's up, Ryan? Out mowing, man. Well, we're gonna get out mowing here in a minute. We got the Walker and the Encore. Well, that's all we're using now. It's humid in New York, man. I would love to. I've been in New York one time. It was a few years ago. I was still in the bowling industry, and I hadn't ventured off into my mowing just yet. So a little over 3 years ago. And one of the companies I was bowling for was called Lane Number One, out of Syracuse, New York. They've been in business 20-something years. Now they're kind of about to crash and go out. But the owner, Richie Spazzato, I was on their pro staff before, the regional staff, several years before that. Had a falling out, and then, we got a hold of each other, said, hey, man, I'd like to try to bring you back on board again. I said, all right, cool. So flew down to New York, stayed with him in his house for a whole week in Syracuse. We went and had New York pizza. We went and bowled. We drilled up tons of bowling balls in his shop. We did a bunch of videos, bowling ball videos. That was a fun time. He's got an old H2 Hummer. Excuse me. But anyways, so that was a fun time. It was cold, dude. It was like at night, it was like 12 degrees. And then during the day, it's still cold. It'd be like, 30 or 20 or something. And it's crazy because in his house, the temperature was pretty comfortable. And I said, Richie, what do you have the temp set at? Oh, I got it set at 60. I'm like, 60? So like in my house here in Texas, you have it set at 60. It's pretty fucking cold. But up there, and I didn't even think about this, the colder it gets, you can bring that temperature down because it's still considerably warmer than what it is outside. So that was pretty interesting on that note. But New York, man, we went and saw, just drove around a little bit. That's a pretty area. He lives, I forget what lake he lives at. Oh, he took me to a basketball game, college basketball game, Oranges or Grapefruits or whatever the name of the team was. I don't really remember. That was a lot of fun. All right. You know what this video reminds me of? When Mark, with Eclipse Lawn Care, when he does his lunch videos, that cracks me up. So my computer, let me tell you this. My computer is at Best Buy right now. After the heat slows down, are you going to do leaf cleanups? Yes. I do have a bagging deal. I have an accelerator, which fits on the Encore real easy. It actually fits on the Walker too. I posted a picture about that. And then I have a grass packer, but it won't fit on the Encore or the Walker. Anyways, yeah, I am going to do some leaf cleanups, and I think next springtime I may buy me another Walker. I may buy a C model or a T model. Either way, I want to get a 42-inch deck. So I have the 42-inch collection deck, a 36 and 48 side discharge deck. And the cool thing about the collection units is if I want to run a side discharge on one of those collection units, you just take off the drive belt that powers that fan that draws everything in, or an impeller or mulcher, whatever it's called, where the stuff goes through the rear part of the deck and then goes in, gets mulched up, and then goes into the hopper. You can turn that fan off. The guy on Countryside Vlogs, I saw his video the other day and talked about that, so that was pretty interesting. All right, so I went to Best Buy because my computer, I've had the computer a year, and 1 terabyte hard drive, 16 gig RAM, got a badass video card, and I kept having problems with crashing on Pinnacle, crashing on PowerPoint, crashing on all these different editing programs. I'm like, dude, what is going on? It would take 6 hours to upload an 8 gig video to YouTube, and it would take forever once you turn it on for it to come onto the screen so you can start working. So I took it there, and I said, okay, we talked about what we're gonna have done. I purchased their $200 plan, which covers a lot of stuff, and I bought another hard drive, a 250 gig hard drive, so it has a solid state hard drive now. So the boot up and the um, Pinnacle and PowerPoint, those couple of programs are all on one drive by itself, and the other drive, is for everything else. So they called, and I said, okay, yeah. And they said, they asked you questions. Hey, when we install the new drive and we transfer stuff over, it's probably going to delete everything. Is that okay? And I said, well, but he said, but we don't know if it will. We might be able to save it or whatnot. I said, okay, if if you have to delete stuff, let me know, and I will come right away, and I'll bring an external hard drive, and we can swap it over real quick, save it, and go home. He said, okay, well, sometimes we even have room here on some of our hard drives to transfer over, and then when everything's done, transfer it back. I said, okay, cool. And I said, okay, well, if it all gets erased, it's not the end of the world, but please let me know ahead of time so I can come up here and get you that drive. Okay. He says, all right, great. So he's making notes, and so I drop it off, I pay the money, and then the next day they call me and say, your computer's ready to go. It boots up in like 15 seconds. I was like, holy shit, dude, that's really fast. And they said, yeah, you had 16 updates, HP updates that you hadn't been doing in a year. I said, yeah, I didn't think about that. So that was probably the main reason. And I said, were you able to get everything transferred? They said, no, you click the box here to everything to be deleted if we had to reset stuff. I said, well, what I said was, and I told the guy what I just told you. He says, well, I don't know what we could do. And I said, well, what's your name? He told me the name. I don't remember his name. I said, okay, look, I'm not upset. I'm fucking mad now, okay? Because I have stuff on there that was not supposed to be deleted. And I told Corey, that was the person at the Geek Squad counter who was getting me all set up. Don't delete it. I will come up here and go ahead and bring that for you guys, to transfer over. I said, so you need to unfuck this situation because I'm fucking mad now. And anyway, so it got silent, it got quiet, and I said, you hear me? And he goes, yeah. I said, okay. I said, there's no need for that. You guys should have a secondary protocol. Even though a person may check the box, when you get to that step where you have to delete it, you call that customer and say, hey, I know you checked the box, but just in case you had any second thoughts, we're about to delete it. Do you want us to delete it, or do you want us to transfer data over and then transfer back on, or whatever? He's like, well, that's a good idea. I said, I know it is. Anyway, so I believe he sent the machine off to try to get it all recovered, because you can't delete everything off a computer. I mean, you can. It's all stored in there somewhere, little bitty bytes that you can't find or see. Anyway, I mean, ask Hillary Clinton about that. Yeah. What's up, Chris? Yeah, Countryside Vlogs. I don't even know the guy's name. I know his son's name is Billy because he says it all the time. I like his channel. He's got like 4 walkers, I think. And 1 or 2 rides or something. Yeah, that's definitely. I don't know. Do I want vinegar? Ooh, God, no! It smells like athlete's feet. No way. I don't get for my stuff in that. Nasty. Oh man, damn. Okay. So we got like 12 properties due today. Got started a little late. My mother-in-law's birthday. They're gonna go out to eat tonight. He had one job. What's up, Benjamin? All right. So, what do you guys think about that interview that I was telling you about me and Walker? Let me know what you think. Do I like catfish? Dude, I love catfish, man. Mm-hmm. Catfish is great. And normally, get like a hamburger, but I try not to do the hamburger thing that often. You know, a lot of red meat. Fish isn't too bad, but dude, it is soaked in all this fried stuff. I don't, and I don't even know if Long John Silver's has baked fish. Never, Benjamin, you never had catfish? Oh man, you're missing out, bro. I remember growing up in high school. We used to go to State Park all the time. We would catch bass, we would catch catfish and crappie. Man, we skin them up, gut them, fillet them, cook them, bake them, whatever. Man, the food's so good. We go out to eat around here. That's got that stuff. It's good too. All right, let's see here. Plumber Paul. Man, you are hilarious. I'm a plumber, but I love your videos. I've started doing some myself. Business is business. A lot from you. That crosses over to any business. That's interesting, Paul. Well, we're all glad to have you part of the channel, dude. I'm definitely not one of these guys that knows everything, or you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way, or any bullshit like that. Definitely, I'm always learning. But the plumbing industry can be very interesting, depending on. I used to work, dude. I've had 71 jobs, and just out of high school, before I went in the Army, I had a whole slew of jobs. One of them, I worked in Huntsville, up the road about an hour, for a company called Dawson's Mechanical and Plumbing. And, this was in, mid-90s, late 90s. I was already out of high school. And I worked there maybe like, I don't know, 3-4 months. And I worked in the shop area, built, start out there, putting all the fittings away, and, bell reducers and this and that and nipples and blah, 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 all this bullshit. And then I would start being able to go on the service truck every now and then as like a helper. I remember one job we went to a restaurant, and their grease trap was backed up. And anyways, so the guy, he said, man, go get my whatever it was out of the truck. So I went to go get it, came back, and he said, all right, we got to open up this deal and we got to unclog it. And I said, okay. So I'm like, well, I'm not putting my hand in that shit. So we're in the parking lot, takes off this little cover about like that, puts his arm in there. Now this stuff was to the top, so you pull it off, and, it's right there. He puts his hand all the way armpit deep in this stuff. I'm like gagging from the fucking smell, right? And he's just like sitting there like it's no big deal, doing all this thing, whatever the fuck he's doing. And pulls his arm out, stuff fucking all over. I'm like, dude, my exact words was, you better hope you don't have a cut on your arm, because you are fucked. And so that was nasty. The worst ever job I had to go and do while working for that company was we went to this old 5-story building. It was like primarily it was a bank, but they had other businesses on the other levels. Well, at the basement, there was some pipe issue, plumbing issue. We were having to jackhammer everything up, put in new pipe or this or that or whatever it was. Anyways, dude, no ventilation, dusty as hell, and for like 2 hours or longer, we're sitting there with a jackhammer, doing the whole fucking thing. And I would go to bed and I would still feel all the vibrating on my hands for like the next 2 days. And it was just, I hated it, man. It was dark, it was dusty, it was fucking hot as hell. I hated it. But that was one of the few jobs. I did learn some stuff on the plumbing side, when we did home repairs and stuff. One of the most valuable lessons to learn in plumbing, you have to remember, shit can only flow downhill. Once you learn that, everything else is easy. Yep. And Paul can Can tell you that. So, nice. Look at soft texture, and you can make a different. It's white looking, soft texture, and you can. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right. So, what do you guys want to talk about? It does. That was money, Paul. I don't know how much he made, but he made a ton of money, dude. Larry, he's probably retired now. He started out, with one truck or whatnot, and then his two boys got into it. Got into the business, and they grew from there, and then they got into, big stuff. So they would do, the initial plumbing when houses were being built. When they before they pour the slab, they'd come in there and they'd etch everything out, the dirt work, and run all the lines and everything, and you come up with the stuff that comes out of the ground and blah blah blah, your initial setup, and then they would pour the concrete. Then you would come back and kind of finish up. All right, so we did stuff like that. That was pretty cool. And then he got heavy into the mechanical part, where they're using like backhoes and big time projects. I remember one time we went to an old lady's house. We had to install, and before this, I never knew the name of this thing. We had installed a cocky ball. We had to install a cocky ball inside the toilet, and we had to give her a new, rubber seal at the base of the toilet, whatever the donut or whatever it's called. So all of that, install and everything, man, it was like almost $200, I think. And I was like, dude, that's a ton of money. But, and it may be not quite that much, but I know it was like 150 or more. And we were there, maybe about an hour and a half, something like that. I don't really know. But anyway, so I was there for about 4 months, and then moved on. So it was pretty interesting, let's see here. I'm done. Yeah, it's pretty funny. All right, so it's what time is it here? All right, 1 o'clock. Should probably get going. While I got you guys on here, hold on just a second. Oh my god. Oh shit. Okay, you guys remember when I took the inside of the truck apart? Hold on. See, I already got it dirty again, but trust me, it's way cleaner than what it was before. I got to really fix I need to get a new phone. My phone is all screwed up. Okay, so look at all this room right here, right? So from here to here is like a foot, about 10 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a new bench here, and then it's going to go all the way to the back there. It'll extend out, and then we'll do our board that comes up here, and that's where we're going to put our attachments for our PAS system, so we don't have to carry it underneath here. We can use that space for something else. And then once we put the board up here, we'll put that black fabric that drapes over, and it'll go down, and then you can look inside the truck and you won't even know that I have that in there. So, all right, let's see here. Oh, I'll put that back on there. Okay. Guys, I should probably get out of here. You go do some work, you know what I mean? But yeah, so my computer, I'm hoping to get it back in a few days. Then hopefully my editing programs will run right, and that'll be good. I need to build me a green screen. I used to do green screen quite a bit when I was doing the bowling industry stuff, because I was doing YouTube videos back in not early, but mid 2007, 2008. That's when I first started. Then I got out of that, I don't know, a while back. But anyways, so I need to build another green screen, which is real easy to build. You could build it out of bright green poster board from like Walmart, and then the bright green matching duct tape. So if you want to, instead of buying the green screen fabric or blue screen fabric, which can be expensive, you could take this stuff and you could put it up on your wall, tape it on your wall, or you could put it on plywood and build a frame on the plywood with wheels so you can wheel it anywhere you want. And then you film, okay, like you would stand in front of the screen, whether you're laying down, standing up, doing whatever you're doing. That would be the backdrop to it. Then you get in your software, and then you can make that green screen now becomes whatever image you want it to be, whether it's a video playing, whether it's a picture, whether it's this, that, or whatever. You can put a picture on there, then talk about the picture. While you're talking there, you're pointing different things, even though the image is not really there until post editing. Um, but it's a fun thing to use and do, and gives you a whole um, different things you could do. But anyway, so I haven't been posting anything because I've just been busy. Not really tired. Um, it's a lot when you do all the mowing by yourself, and you do the video by yourself, and you do the editing, and you help the family. It's just a lot, and after a while, it just gets fucking boring. Not boring, but it's like, I don't really care. Um, I do want to buy a couple of magnets. Some guys take the magnets and they put the cameras, attach them, glue them, or whatever to the magnet, and then you could put that on your mower. So I definitely want to do that because I want to get some footage that way. I'm tired of doing just the set the tripod over here and do this and then come back. It's a lot of fucking time, dude. So, anyways, let's see here. Slow, loud, and banging. Put some subwoofers. No, we ain't doing all that. Uh, Not all of that. But if you do a video on that, Kevin, I will, Johnny. I was going to do a snapshot or a quick after video of when I went to the car wash to vacuum everything out. Dude, it was pretty nasty. It was pretty gnarly, but I got it all vacuumed out. But yes, I am. This shelf, for a lot of you guys out there that have an extended cab truck or crew cab truck or something, where no one else goes in the truck, like no family members, where you don't have to have a seat back there. If you do a setup like what I have, I've had this here for about 2 years now, almost 2 years, and it really allows you to bring more stuff with you. So, for example, um, like this shelf right here, okay, and see that little T? It holds a 3-drawer chest right there. Inside that 3-drawer chest, there's one, two, and another one down there, and that's a cooler I have right behind me, and then right here is the pump sprayer from Green Touch. It's battery operated. I fill that up with Dawn dish soap and water, and that's what I use to kill wasps. But see, inside that 3-drawer chest, you can have, all kinds of tools. I have oils down at the bottom. I have WD-40. I have pliers. I have socket set. I have a hatchet. I have handheld pruners. I have screwdrivers. Just all kinds of stuff that just little things and mediocre size things you need, but you want to keep separate. I have them in there. Um, and then underneath the seat, I have jumper cables. I have the 2-stroke oil from Steel. I buy it by the gallon, and then I pre-mix it because it makes like 30 gallons, right? And I have the measuring device here that measures the oil ratio. Look at this dirt dauber trying to get all up in my shit. Anyways, and then a lot of times I would keep the PAS attachments underneath this thing. I have rope, I have bungee cords, I have 100 trash bags that are 50 or 55 gallon trash bags. I have, what else do I have? I have a trash picker up, the long thing, the little pinchers at the end. I have that. I have a machete back there. I have a case of water back there. I have, what else? Oh, I have a cargo net back there. Just tons of stuff all in the back seat. But because I'm able to keep it separated at different levels, I could add more in there instead of it all being a cluster mess. And then in the bed of the truck, I have a toolbox that's got heavy duty cargo straps, ratchet straps. I have the accelerator that's back there. I have another backpack blower that's in the bed of the truck. And see, and it's covered. It's got a cover on it. And then I have a product called Pre-M. That's Pre-M as in pre-emergent. It's a yellow granule that I use for flower beds only. When I do clean out flower beds, I sprinkle this stuff on there. 98% it prevents grass and weeds for up to like 3 or 4 months. Um, and then I have what else I got back there? I got I got my gas cans back there. So on the gas cans, I have the I tried the Green Touch Industries gas can holders for the Sure Can or No Spill. Sure Can. That's the one with the nozzle, the long nozzle. I think you press the button, it comes out. So I've had Sure Can and I have No Spill. I prefer No Spill because to me it's extra effort with the Sure Can. With the Sure Can, yeah. And it's just a pain. And having those brackets on there that hold the 5 gallon and the 2.5 gallon or 2 gallon, whatever it is, have to lock and unlock constantly throughout the day to pour fuel and equipment. I'm like, dude, this fucking sucks. So I went back to check this out. I went back to the old school, and here's what we did here. Check this out. We use this right here. I took an old Rubbermaid container, cut it in half, and put these guys in there. So we got a little bit of spill fuel catch right here, so that's good. Easy in and out, all three at the same time. These right here are 2-cycle oil already mixed, and then that's 5 gallon of regular gas. I also forgot to mention I keep a bucket here with some extra gloves, some chain. Now I have 35 feet of this chain here, and what that allows me to do is whenever we're doing a lot of debris and tree limbs, stuff like that, we throw the chain here, and the chain runs all the way down there. We throw the leaves, the brush, whatever on top of that, throw the chain over, meets the other end. So when we get to the other place, when we get to where we can dump all of that stuff, they take the front end loader, hook it up at the bottom of the bucket, and pull it right off the trailer. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So we have the other blower. We have everything else that I mentioned is already back there. So I maximize the truck's ability in the square cubic feet really well, and by having that thing installed back here, I'll be a little more organized. I'm going to get away from that 3-drawer chest, and I'm going to go wider. Still 3 drawers, but I think it's like maybe 12 inches wide. We're going to go, I don't think we can go 24, probably go 18. We'll go wider, whatever it is, whatever will fit in there. And 28, Ryan, holy schmoly, that's a lot. Where can I buy that product preem thingy? Okay, you can buy that product at Site One Landscape, off-grid. It comes in a yellow bag, sometimes white bag, depending on the label. You have 2 versions. You have one with atrazine, which is weed killer. It's a post-emergent. And then you have the kind that doesn't have atrazine in it. It's pretty cheap. Price I think is like $16, $18 for a good sized bag. Get you a hand spreader. It's a yellow granule. The way it works is when you clean out your flower beds and you got fresh mulch down and everything is done. When you are done in the flower bed and you're not messing around anymore in the flower bed, then you sprinkle this preem real heavy on it. Okay, make it thick. What'll happen is when it rains, it dissolves that active ingredient, and the yellow color goes away, and it's still gray there. But then you become less and less being able to see it. It creates a clear chemical barrier, and across everything, as long as it's thick, and the grass and the weeds that try to go up there can't, because the chemical attacks the enzymes that are in grass and weeds, and it prevents it from growing. Now, you may have a little bit, and I mean like maybe 1 or 2 here and there every so often. Pull those weeds by hand. Try not to disturb too much of the mulch around there. Pull them by hand and then drop a couple more sprinkles in that area, because once you pull that weed up, you have broken that barrier there. Okay, and the only reason that weed is there is because that chemical just didn't get into that spot. So a lot of times after I do a heavy dose in a flower bed, I'll come back like a couple of weeks later and check up on it. If I need to add a little bit more, maybe in one area a little heavier, I'll do that. Once you get that down, that's it. You won't need to do anything for a while. It's as long as you don't disturb the mulch. If you got flowers or bushes you need to plant them beforehand. Pre-M is the last thing. So it's a commercial product. It does really well. I've been using it for almost 2 years, and I really enjoy it. What's up, Happy? Man, glad to have you. What's up, GW? Howdy, howdy. All right. Well, we are actually about to get off now. It's 1:30. I need to get my rear end gear. Rear end gear. Hey, that actually rhymes. So, I need to go cut some grass. Okay, guys, I enjoyed the lunchtime with everybody, and definitely Paul. Thank you for coming to the channel. Everybody say hi to Paul. He's new to the channel. He's in the plumbing industry, but he likes to check out the videos and stuff. And I'm hoping when I get my computer back, I can do more filming for you guys. I still got landscaping jobs to come up with. I got a French drain installed to do one installed for sure, possibly a second one from another family, but related to them. Fence installs to do. I still got a lot of stuff, tree trimming to do, landscaping to do. I got a lot coming up, and as mowing slows down, we're going to start tackling those other jobs. As far as Caden goes, for a lot of you guys who know who Caden is, he has a back injury that he's sustained a year ago, and or got a year ago, and he's trying to get it taken care of so he can come back to work, and so we'll see how long that takes. I don't want him to come out to work and then hurt himself, and that not be good. So anyways, but I miss having him on the truck because we generally do quite a bit. But other than that, guys, everybody have a great Monday. Set your goals for the week, set your plan, whatever it is you got going on, and remember, you can control how you deal with things. You may not be able to control stuff that happens, so try to be positive when something doesn't quite go your way. I know the story I told you about the Best Buy people, and I told them, I said, well, you better unfuck this situation. And I probably shouldn't have said that, but I wasn't cussing at him. I was cussing at the situation. So you guys, hope everybody does well. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you soon.